Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining. Give me a few minutes to share this and I'll get started. Hi, Denise. I see you. Thanks so much for joining. Give me 1 second. Today I'm talking about setting yourself up for a healthy and successful relationship in 2021. Why is it so important that we set ourselves up for a healthy relationship going forward? It's so that we can, and I'm going to stop this for a second. It's so that we can be sure we're in the relationship we need, not the one we want, because there's a difference between what you want. What you want is temporary and what you need is long-term. And if you're seeking to have a long-term, healthy, successful relationship, you have to start setting yourself up for that. Earlier on this week, I shared about choosing the wrong partners. The reason why we don't really have a healthy relationship and the reason why we're not having a successful relationship is because we're choosing wrongly. We're looking at the wrong notions, we're making the wrong decisions, and thanks, bro, I see you for joining. We're making the wrong decisions and we're jumping into relationships based on our emotions rather than on what we need. And when you're jumping into a relationship based on what you need, you're going to miss out on the right thing and you're going to miss out on the right partner. Like I always say, there's no wrong to right, but the one who will work with you who will complement you and who will be in sync with you, who will share your values, who will share your goals, is what you should be focusing on. And I'm going to start with choosing the wrong partners, because when you know the reasons why you're choosing the wrong partner, you will be able to set yourself up for a successful and healthy relationship. Most of the time, we're choosing wrongly because we don't know what we need. We don't have those requirements. We don't even have core values on our own. We're not there yet. We still have a lot of internal conflicts, emotional wounds that we need to work on our own that we haven't even touched on yet. And as long as you're not working on those things, they will show up in the relationship and they will screw everything up. Let me say that again. As long as you're not working on the emotional issues that stem up from childhood, that stem up from past relationships, that stem up from parental issues, we're not going to be successful when we're setting ourselves up for a relationship. The first thing you have to understand is when you have emotional wounds, they affect your emotional decisions and choices, and they also make you live in a place of fear. And as long as you're living in a place of fear, then you're not going to be able to make healthy decisions that will lead to a successful relationship. And as long as you're working on yourself to really heal from those internal conflicts that show up and mess up a relationship, you will be on the right path to going into a relationship, into a healthy relationship. Another thing that you have to understand is when you're looking for a partner and you start to define those things that you're looking for in a partner, sometimes you're defining those things wrongly based on just the surface. And you're not, hi Remy, thanks so much for joining from Nigeria. You're not really looking at yourself and saying, this is what I really need. I have clients who say to me, I want a partner who makes 6 figures. The first question I always ask is, do you make 6 figures? And they look at me, no, but that's what I want. It's a want. It's temporary. It's not really what you need. One of the things you have to understand is for you to want a partner for you to need a partner who's making 6 figures, you have to have a six-figure mindset on your own. And if you don't have a 6-figure mindset, how can you complement that partner who is already making 6 figures? Let me digress into it so that you better understand it when you're making these decisions about what you want and what you need, because they're both separate. You're looking at a partner who's making 6 figures. Can you sit with them and strategize on how to make 6 figures when you don't know what it takes to make 6 figures? The answer is no. Hi, Mercy. Thanks for joining. The answer is no. You can't sit and strategize because you haven't done the work to know what it takes to make 6 figures as income. You don't know what your partner is currently doing to make 6 figures. You don't know what sacrifices they have to make. You don't know what mental challenges they have to face. You don't know what strategies they're working on a daily basis to make sure that they're really earning that six figures and bringing that check home. You want somebody who's already making $1 million. Can you sit in meetings with them to plan out how to win that next contract? Do you even know what it takes to win that contract on the $1 million level? As long as you're not there, it's going to be hard for you to imagine and fantasize about having a partner who is making the $1 million income, because you don't know what it takes yet. You haven't gone through that process yet. You don't know what it means to go negotiate for that $1 million contract. You can't sit with them and plan out on a strategy that's going to get that million contract come in. You haven't sat down to define out the proposal content to know what your partner is doing to win that $1 million contract. But you happen to be in a relationship with one person who's making $1 million contract, but you're nagging that they're not doing enough. That is how you set yourself up for a failed relationship. It's never going to be healthy. It's never going to be successful because you're not there yet. So if you're looking for a partner, you have to be the mirror of what you're looking for. You have to be the reflection of what you're looking for. You're looking for a partner who is making $1 million. You have to be able to sit at the table to negotiate for $1 million yourself. What work have you done if they say to you, I need to work on this proposal, I'm stressed out? How can you help them brainstorm about that $1 million project when you don't even know what it takes to be in it? But you want a partner in that level, but you're not on that level yet. What you will set yourself up for if you do get into such a relationship on a deceitful level, on a manipulative level, is a failed relationship. Because when your partner is thinking about how to make that $1 million, you are thinking about how to spend it, not how to make it. And you're not going to be able to add value to your partner at that level. So that relationship will not be successful. To be able to have a successful relationship with someone who's making $1 million, you have to look at what you're bringing to the table. What value are you going to add to that person to complement them when they're really working hard to put food on the table and bring that $1 million check home? As long as you don't have anything to contribute, guess what? That relationship is not meant for you because you haven't worked to the level where you need to earn it. And as long as you're not earning it, it's going to be a failed relationship. So when you're looking to have a relationship with someone who's making that much money, be sure that when you're sitting to have those conversations, you can sit in a meeting with them. You can brainstorm with them. You can contribute to their thought process in a way where when that money shows up, they can say, hey, thank you so much for helping me get it. You're not coming to be a spender. You're coming to be a contributor to that money that they're earning. Number three, I think I touched on 2 already. Number 3, what are your core values that you're bringing to the table that is in alignment with that partner's core values? Because I can have core values, but if I'm not evaluating my core values with you, then I'm going to just get in a relationship based on my thinking about romance only. Marriages or successful relationships are never based on the romance only. Romance is an added bonus. It's about what you bring to the table. Let me see what you're coming up with. And the way you recognize people that are ready for commitment, when you meet them, they say it right away. Someone who is a CEO who's earning a 6-figure sits on a table with you. Within 10 minutes, they can read you and know if you're on their level or not. And let me just break this down for those of you who don't know. A CEO who's already in $1 million range wants to date you, invites you out for lunch or dinner, and you're sitting down there. In the first 10 minutes, he or she has dissected you to see if you're a match or not. They have money for pleasure that they put aside, money for pleasure. And so if you don't meet up, they will just take that pleasure money and spend it on you. They may even get into your cookie jar for the fun of it. because you're not what they're looking for. They will tell you right away, it's not going to work. But if you keep trying to put pressure on such relationships, you're giving it away. You're giving yourself away. You're giving yourself to be disrespected because they've already respected you enough to tell you the truth. But you're ignoring the red flags and you're saying, I'm going to try to make it work. And that's manipulation and control. And that doesn't exist in a place where true love exists. So you will set yourself up for a failed relationship in that instance, and it's never going to be a healthy one. If you're looking to have a healthy and successful relationship going into 2021, begin to set your goals. If you don't know what your goals are, and you don't know what your core values are, and if you don't know how to define your requirements, then you need to get into a program or get into with a coach who can help you strategize and help you get on the path of setting a right relationship that can get you to where you need to be at in 2021. We're only 25 days away from 2021. You still have 25 days to begin to plan out how you want your relationship to be going into 2021. You can join the Purposeful Relationship Inner Circle. It's about getting everything that's cluttered you up first, out the window. The trauma, the emotional pain, the wounds that you've carried. It's about helping you strategize and setting goals and core values and helping you establish your own life first to figure out what works best for you. Because if you don't know what works best for you, how can you know what will work best in a relationship? You can't. It just doesn't work that way. Most of us think that we're looking for relationships based on the fantasies and the reality TV shows that we're watching, but those are just scripts. People on TV read the scripts and act out, and you believe that's what romance is. But it doesn't work like that. A relationship isn't even about romance. A romance is just the icing on the cake. If you're eating the icing, then you will never know what the cake tastes like. Let me say that again. If you're eating the icing, you will never really know what the cake tastes like. And if your focus is to sit on the icing, then you will never have a piece of the cake. So if you really want to have a successful relationship, begin to evaluate where you are with yourself. What are some of those things that you need to work on in your own space before you get to meet the partner? Most of the time we're running on emotions. We don't want to be committed to ourselves. We're actually self-abandoning and trying to find a relationship. And when you're abandoning yourself, that relationship will never work in that instance because you're leaving yourself behind and you're choosing other people than choosing you first. You're looking for someone to meet your needs, but you haven't met your needs first. And as long as you're chasing after the other people, you will leave yourself behind. And at the end of the day, when there's a breakup or there's ghosting, the only person who is hurt is you. Because you're not really looking to set yourself up for a successful relationship. You're self-abandoning to try to meet other people's needs without meeting your own first. And you cannot give from an empty cup. If your cup is not full, guess what? People are just going to play with it and empty it out. And you're the only one who's going to have the regrets because they'll be long gone. They may not even remember you, especially when you're dating the toxic ones. They don't remember. You didn't meet what their needs. You didn't meet what they were looking for. You're just going to create a transactional relationship. And transactional relationships are not healthy and they don't last. They're just there for soothing the pain, soothing the hurt, covering up the wounds, playing the camouflage. But deep within, there is so much pain still going on. And as long as you're not healing and you're not working on yourself, how can that success come? If you want to meet a healthy partner who's ready to commit to you, you have to first be committed to yourself. That's the fourth thing. Commitment to yourself. If you're not committed to yourself, how can you expect other people to commit to you? If you don't respect yourself, how do you expect other people to respect you? If you don't love yourself, how do you expect other people to see what needs to be loved about you to be able to love you the way you need to? Let me say that last part again. If you don't love yourself enough, how do you expect other people to see how you want to be loved so that they can treat you the way you need to be treated? If you haven't learned to treat yourself right, how do you expect somebody else to come in and treat you right? If you disrespect yourself, they can tell when they come in contact with you that you've disrespected yourself. Let me say this for the women who are watching, because a lot of single women think that it's always about the man. What you present to the man is the way he serves you back. Let me say that again. The way you present yourself to a man is the way he serves you back. Because when you're presenting yourself to a man and you haven't let him see what exactly you're looking for in terms of your requirements, it's very easy for him to say, within the first 2 minutes of your conversation, she's someone I can play with. Men always know the women they can play with. And men always know the women who they can commit to. But if you as a woman are not presenting what needs to show that you're ready for commitment, it's very easy for a man to come in and say, you know what? She ain't ready for commitment. She's just talking about it. So I can play around and I can get into the cookie and I can go off when I'm done. That's the reality and the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Men know the women they can play with and the women they can commit to. And if you're not showing them that you're ready for commitment, and how do you show them? Do you have boundaries? Can they see your healthy boundaries? If a man cannot see your healthy boundaries, you can't have a successful and healthy relationship with him. How are you showing him your boundaries? How are you showing him that you value your time? How are you showing him that you're not easily available? How are you showing him that you're emotionally available to yourself first? Let me repeat those 4 things so that you can kind of think about it. How are you showing the partner that you have healthy boundaries? Number 1. Number 2, how are you showing that partner you're committed to yourself? Number 3, how are you showing that partner that you're emotionally available in your own space? Number 4, how are you showing that partner that you value your time? Because if a partner is calling you every time and you're picking up the call, then it means you're easily available. That shows you have easy access. I can always call her in the middle of the night. She'll pick my call. I can always show up at her doorstep. She'll open the door. No boundaries. Easily available. Not committed to herself. No sign of, emotional availability to herself. Because when you're emotionally available to your own space, you would have time to yourself and you will not pick every single call that comes in. You don't have to show up every time they call. I had a client once who called me like every 5 minutes when I did not pick up the call. She will get very upset. She will get very upset with me that I wasn't picking up a call. And I said to her, do you think I have other things I'm doing? Do you have an idea if I have other things I'm doing? That was what I said to her. Sorry, my light was going off. I said, do you have an idea if I have other things I'm doing? She said, I'm not sure. Do you have an idea if I have other clients I'm seeing? I'm not sure. Then I cannot be easily available to you because I have certain times I pick my phone. And I have certain times I don't pick my phone. I have certain times I check my email. And I have certain times I don't check my email during the day. And it's all about priority for me. So I have boundaries. I have time that is, precious to me. If you don't, then you would have to set that if you want to be in a healthy relationship with anyone, including your friends, including the friends. There is always time for everything. And if you don't respect your time, other people will never respect your time. And so if you're setting yourself up for a healthy relationship, you would have to create me time for yourself. Let that partner see that you value your me time. Let that partner see that you respect your own time. Let that partner see that you're not easily available and that you really have time to value. Let that partner know from the beginning what you're looking to bring to the table, and make sure that you're setting healthy boundaries so they recognize your boundaries and they're not violating it. Because there are people who are unhealthy that would try to violate your boundaries. And if you don't have boundaries, again, I'm suggesting to you jumping in the Purposeful Relationship Inner Circle, where we teach about boundaries, overcoming your ego and fear, and overcoming the internal conflict that you're facing that is affecting your relationship and not helping you become better and grow better within yourself. To have a healthy relationship, it starts with you. And if you're not setting yourself up for healthy and successful, then you will be setting yourself up for failure. And that is a choice that you're making. No one can make that choice for you. If you're not setting yourself up for a successful and healthy relationship, you would also be setting yourself up to settle for less than you truly deserve because you don't know what you need yet. It starts with you, and you have to do the work in your space to be able to get there. And as long as you're doing the work, you will get results. But remember this, making excuses and procrastination do not yield results. They only set you back 10 steps back into where you don't belong. And if you're not really doing the work that you need to do in your space, guess what? Nobody else can do it. You're only going to show people that come into your life that you're not there yet and you're not ready to do the work yet. And they're going to take advantage of you. They're going to exit. They're going to ghost. They're going to catfish. And you'll be flea bagging. Flea bagging is when you're going into relationships that you don't deserve to be in. When you don't see yourself worthy enough yet. When you don't value yourself enough yet. If there are questions, I will take your questions. I wanted to share that today because a lot of people say, I want to be in a relationship. I want to have a successful relationship. I want to find the right partner. But without being the right partner, you cannot attract the right partner to yourself. You only attract people based on where you are with yourself. And you attract who you are. And as long as you're attracting less than who you really want to be with, then you're not there yet. Hi, Kunle. Thanks so much for joining from Florida. You're not there yet. So you still have work to do. And if you're not doing the work, then you're showing yourself that you're not worth what you need. Sewenu says true talk. I'm all about reality and I'm all about you getting better. Forget about those who tell you that he's not doing this, he's not into you because of this. No, he's not into you because you're not the person you're looking to be with yet. Because he can only be into you when he sees that you're exactly who you say you are and you're exactly what you say you need. Let me say that again. He's not into you until you show him exactly what you need, and that's who you are. So do the work, my friends. Do the work. If you need to get into the Purposeful Relationship Inner Circle, it's $27 a month. You don't have to be there every single month. Be there until you get what you need to help you get prepared for where you need to be at. And then you can get better and move forward. A lot of people will say, I can't afford $27 a month. But let that date show up and you get that call about a guy wanting to see you. You will come up with even $120 to dress up for a relationship that may not work. You will come up with $150 to do the hair, to do the makeup, and to even buy the weave that's over $700 to go for that date. But it's not going to work because you're not ready for what you're looking for. But if you're investing in yourself, $27 a month to get what you need, and you're doing the work, and you realize, hey, I'm not even there where I want to be yet. So I'm not ready for this relationship yet. You will set yourself up for success, not a failure. I've had to do this work in my own space. When people ask me, oh, why in a relationship? I'm like, you don't understand. I'm still a work in progress. I'm not there yet. And I'm only teaching what I've experienced. You can't teach what you haven't experienced or have a knowledge about. And if you're not doing the work in your space, you're expecting the partner to do the work for you. It's not going to happen. That partner cannot do for you what you haven't done for yourself. Let me say that last part. A partner cannot do for you what you haven't done for yourself. Because they haven't seen it happen. And if you're looking for them to make it happen, then you're projecting what you need on them, and they cannot fulfill what you need until you fulfill it. Simple as that. If there are no questions, I'll be signing off. There's a link in my shop on Facebook. If you're ready to join the inner circle, it's $27 only a month. And what you get is live video sessions with me. I'm answering your questions. I'm not giving you text to go read. We're doing the work together to get you to where you need to be at. I'm not going to send you a newsletter to go read. We're doing the work together for that 1 hour that we're spending 4 times a week to get you to where you need to. For just $27 a month. So if you're ready, hop on into the Purposeful Relationship Inner Circle. If you want to do, it's a group session. It's a group session. Let me just make that clear. It's group coaching. If you want to do one-on-ones, there's also that on my Facebook shop or my website if you want to do one-on-ones. But for the group coaching to help you understand why you need to do the inner work before you get into a relationship and set yourself up for success, it's $27 a month. We just started this last week, so it's still brand new in. Every week we're on Zoom calls and we're taking it to where we're working together, and you're learning what you need to learn to get to where you need to be and get your questions answered in a way where you can move forward. If there are no questions, I'll be signing off. You'll have an amazing week, and make sure that you're setting yourself up for a successful and healthy relationship so that you can be where exactly you need to be in 2021 and you're not leaving yourself behind. Remember, date privately, court consciously, marry wisely, and never stop loving while living, because when you stop loving, you stop living, and when you stop living, it means that it's time to go back to the maker. Work on yourself, get to where you need to be, and set yourself up for a healthy and successful relationship going forward to make your life become better, not bitter. You'll have an amazing week ahead. Take good care. God bless. Bye-bye.